What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be showing you how to give a simple veiled chameleon care. So, chameleons. Chameleons are reptiles, have prehensile tails, and they're very docile creatures. They don't really mind being handled that much, but they aren't much of a handling reptile in the reptile hobby, and veiled chameleons, they're just a beautiful species. As the males, they get you can see there the horn on top of his head gets bigger and they get a lot of color. So chameleons, they reach about adult size in about 8 months to a year, and males get up to 19 inches and weigh about 170 grams, or just like in the middle of that, between 200. Now chameleons, with their care and setup, you mainly need plants, and of course you need BVB lamp and heat lamp, as you can see on top here, and they need about 75 watts or 80 watts heat lamp, and you should keep both lights on for at least 16 hours a day, I believe, and sometimes you could maybe bring them out with a handle, but as you can see, chameleons are also, some will be aggressive, but not all are too aggressive. You can see here the male chameleon Ralph just chilling on my hand and doesn't mind being handled that much, but I haven't really handled him since I got him, and I've had him since December. So with chameleons, their main diet, or what you would feed them, is crickets, roaches, hornworms, waxworms, mealworms, and so on. But most people might say that it's best to feed mealworms and waxworms to chameleons as their main diet. But the mealworms and those hornworms and maybe Mario worms are just mainly as a treat. They could give your chameleon maybe once a week or twice a week. And with chameleons, they are creatures that need a lot of humidity and water in their tank, and with chameleons, they don't drink out of a water bowl. Of course you might think so, but they'll drink off the leaves, as you can see here. A lot of leaves in the tank. Here I've also got a ficus tree, and he seems to enjoy them a lot, and I see him drinking water off of the leaves often. And my chameleon, as you can see here, I believe it's a green pied chameleon. As you can see here, its toes are pink and white color. It's really nice. And I prefer keeping male chameleons, as that with females they'll have a lot more health issues, and they could get egg bound, or they could lay eggs that aren't really fertile. You can see here, he just got aggressive or puffed up. And the chameleons, the best way to handle them or to lift them up is maybe from underneath. As if you put your hand on top of its head and like try to lift it, it could hiss or puff up, and they won't get as frightened if it's underneath their belly. So at the moment, this is a 3-month-old chameleon or 4-month-old, and I shed its skin maybe 2 days ago, and at the moment I'm just keeping him in a really big enclosure. As you can see before, I kept him in a glass tank. So at the moment I'm keeping my chameleon in a really big enclosure, as my room temperature is around the 20s, so it's not too warm and it's not too cold, but it's in the middle, a good heat in the room. So I keep him in this exoterra mesh enclosure. I know it's best to keep them in a glass vivarium or a glass exoterra tank once they're at least 4 months old or 5 months old, but just at the moment I'm trying to give him as much space as possible, as he also has a lot more places to hide. As you can see, this enclosure, it's a meter and 22 centimeters tall. It's Exoterra brand. It has a bunch of branches, a massive piece of driftwood inside, some reptile bark inside here. And chameleons, most people used to think that chameleons, yeah, they can change any color that you put them on. Suppose if you put like chameleon on a blue jumper, they'll turn blue, but all of that's false. It's such a lie. Chameleons, they only turn different colors depending on their mood and if they're stressed out, or even if the chameleon's too warm, it could be like a dark brownish color. I remember when my last chameleon I had a while ago, it was underneath the heat lamp for quite a while and it was nearly a black color, so it's not the best. But also, if you handle your chameleon too much, you'll just be stressed, and that you'll always see that always like has black spots or brown spots on it. And that chameleon, yeah, he's very gorgeous. He's green, he's pied morph, and he enjoys being handled, but I rarely handle him that often. And cage wise, the bigger your enclosure is for the chameleon, the better it is, as they're reptiles that like to climb a lot and explore. And if you're to buy a baby chameleon, you could keep multiple together, but you should have a big enclosure, as chameleons, they aren't really like pets where you need to have another chameleon in them, so that they'll get lonely. But chameleons, they're in themselves, they need a lot of space and place for them to climb around. And yeah, I really enjoy chameleons as a reptile keeper. Even though I've only had one so far. I've had my last chameleon for about 6 months, and then I ended up giving it away. But now I've recently got Ralph here. Really nice chameleon, and I enjoy keeping him a lot. So, with substrate, at the moment I have cork bark. It's a reptile substrate that you can keep in the bottom of your tank. And I just say I don't really like coconut fiber. It's just sometimes if there's crickets on the substrate on the floor, that your chameleon might go down to hunt it or eat it, and then there could be like cocoa fiber stuck onto the cricket's foot, and just cause impaction to your chameleon and it'll be a hard time in digesting food. So I say you can use paper towel, as it's not really loose substrate, or so my best experience is cork bark. They enjoy it a lot. So of course with chameleons you need a UVB bulb in their enclosure, and of course you need a heat lamp or basking spot, as they spend most of their time basking underneath the hot lamp. Which Ralph always does. He spends about 6 hours basking in the same spot, or then sometimes you climb around the enclosure. As you can see, it's mesh, so you can put his toes in between and climb around often. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and this is just a quick short care guide about veiled chameleons. If you have any more comments or questions, you can feel free to ask them in the comments. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.